Hello, welcome to NTA Uyo News. My name is Emedion Umo. This broadcast is reaching you live on Star Times Channel 103 and our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Do well to like our page. Christian faithful have been advised to work hard, be sincere and committed in all they do in order to receive blessings from God. This was the central message in some churches in Uyo as Christians celebrated God for his benevolence in their lives. John Paul Alumna reports.
That was the mood in some churches in Uyo as Christians gathered to thank God for keeping them alive to celebrate the first Sunday in the month of November. In his sermon, Reverend Victor Akman of the First Square Gospel Church, Uyo, admonished the faithful not to lose hope, but believe in God for 11th-hour miracle to recover all they've lost in the past.
Let's come back to honesty, to integrity, to being prayerful, to being sincere and studious of the word. These are the things that is going to make us realize and recover all we thought had lost. I pray in the name of the Lord that God will bless each and every one of us, that by the time we end this year, we will have testimonies.
At the True Vine Bible Ministries, Uyo, Reverend Solomon Benson charged the faithful to have a covenantal relationship with God to enjoy maximum breakthrough, while Pastor Emmanuel Inam of the Dynamic World Tabernacle, Uyo, urged Christians to repent and turn to God to attract blessings from the Almighty.
Into a covenanted relationship, every covenant has an obligation. What you should do for God to keep that covenant going, and what God will do for you. But you know what? God has never disappointed anybody. It's only man that failed God.
Without Christ, you can't get a headway in life. Without him, you can't succeed. With God, all things are made possible. God is the one that provides for us. God is the one that makes all things possible.
Some faithful describe the services as enriching.
We are encouraged. Those things are like this, that God is still lifting men, and we desire to be lifted in life.
I've come a long way from January till now. It's been God all the way. And so I'm so happy to be counted among the living and to be part of this service today.
I would have died before now, but God has kept me. Has also kept my children, my entire family, my siblings. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy for God.
The services featured prayers and songs of praises to God. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
The chairman Itu Local Government Council, Etete Monuk, reaffirms his commitment to provide good governance, make government accessible in preferring solutions to their everyday challenges. The chairman stated this when Etara Etem Market Women Association visited him in his office to tender their unreserved apology for wrongful accusation. Wisdom Jacob has details.
This is Setarita Market, popularly known as Ita Market, which apart from operating once in a week on Etara Market Day, is also a daily market scene. Before building these shops and sheds, market women used to spread their wares in an open spaces using umbrellas as sheds. But when the chairman, Etete Manuk, deemed it necessary to remodel the market by building shops and sheds to accommodate market women, instead of appreciating his effort, the women say they were misled to stage a protest against him. Their reason was that the chairman was driving them away in order to build shops for the Igbos. Having known the true picture, the women decided to visit, confess and apologize while thanking him for creating impact in the market.
I'm coming to greet my chairman for what I've done for the women from Itam Market. He built shades for Gaiba Anima. He done many things for us. I say may God bless him in Jesus' name.
For the promise that he promised us on the 12th of October, today he has fulfilled the promise, building shades to the women of Itam Market. That is why we came here to appreciate him for what he has done in the market to us.
To tell him thank you. Thank you for changing our sheds. Thank you for building about 100 and something sheds, because change is constant in nature. But this nature is positively one when we are happy.
The chairman is happy for being vindicated, advising the women to always approach him when things go wrong in the market instead of being misled to stage a protest.
Despite the initial discouragement, despite the initial blackmail and intimidation, but God help us to stand still and do what the Spirit of God laid upon our hearts to do. Today, all of us were happy for it. Politics are over. Elections are over. Now we are doing governance. So it doesn't matter whether you supported Etim Onuk before the election, whether you even like Etim Onuk's face or not. The truth is that this is a government, and as a government, one of the cardinal purpose of a government is to meet the needs, the aspirations, the welfare of the people, and that we express our commitment to continue to do.
Wisdom Jacob, NTA News.
President of Rotary Club of Uyo Municipal has been installed with the charge on him to project humanitarian services to the poor and less privileged in line with the 7 areas of focus of Rotary Club. John Paul Alumuna reports that the installation of Kubiat Mbaba as the 3rd president also witnessed the inauguration of Board of Directors. The report.
The installation ceremony of the 3rd president of Rotary Club of Uyo Municipal attracted many dignitaries, friends, and members of the club. The outgoing president of the club, Ubo, expressed gratitude to members for the opportunity to serve the club for 1 Rotary year, noting that they impacted on the lives of the poor and the less privileged during the year.
We have all agreed that the same support will also be given to this Create Hope president. In every year, you have different theme for the year. So this year is Create Hope in the World. So he's the Create Hope president, and we are going to help him to create and sustain this hope.
Chairman of the occasion, Michael Bush, the representative of the deputy governor and other stakeholders, commended Rotary Club for achieving greatness, urging the members to do more to complement the efforts of government in poverty alleviation.
Because I know that the president that is coming in has that heart to do even more. Service would really add color to life. Service will simplify things for many people.
Your vision, Mr. President, and that of the club of giving back to the society and the less privileged is in tandem with the right agenda of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Omar, of taking development to rural areas of the state.
Whatever little way we can, even if it is just by showing up, we should support the work that they do. Secondly, about the state flags, of course, it's a unique identity of Akwa Ibom State. This is a state that all of us are proud to call our own.
He's been very consistent. He has been very supportive. He has passion, and he has made lots of sacrifices for the Rotary Club. So my advice to him will be to maintain that pace.
The 3rd president of the club was installed and decorated by the outgoing president, flanked by other past presidents of the club. The president, Kubiat Mbaba, says his emergence will enable him to mobilize more members to reach out to the poor and the less privileged in the society, because government cannot do it alone.
We have a few community health centers we want to reach and touch. Most community health centers don't have something like a toilet facility. Most of them, like the one we went in, I think Equita Oron, no toilet facility. We've gone to a couple of places, and we want to be able to touch those areas and change the lives of people using the facilities in those health centers. And also we have projects within schools Some schools don't even have toilet facilities. If you go to most of the public schools, they don't have public toilet facilities.
Some personalities were presented with awards for their contributions to humanity.
Appreciate the honor done to us, and it only spurs us to do more for humanity. And we want to encourage the new president that has just been installed that he should do everything possible to raise the bar.
Honored. I feel privileged to have been given the award for humanitarian service, and as an ambassador.
I feel good to be inducted today into Rotary Club of your municipal. I'm glad to be a member of the club. I've been wishing to be one. I appreciate the opportunity to join them today. To God be all the glory.
The event featured inauguration of board of directors, induction of new members, and cutting of cake, as well as launching of service projects. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
The people of Ibaku community in Uyo local government area are calling on the government and other relevant authorities to provide them with basic social amenities, one of which is a good network of roads. These demands are part of a peaceful protest where the president appealed that such amenities will fast-track the development of the area. Onoyom Awat reports.
The youths of the community in this peaceful demonstration, which can also pass for a plea for an end to the dearth of facilities in the community located in the heart of Uyo, are because of his pragmatic leadership in handling affairs of the community.
Our Itiron has been taking this thing personal. He has been trying to do it to pacify the later. Bad road.
Of government for the development of our community. Please, I think this is the time that you people should come and help us.
Road leads to
all the security agents.
We apologize about the technical issues in that report. Residents of Akwa Ibom State, especially parents, have been charged to make their girl child between age 9 to 14 available for vaccination on human papilloma virus in all primary health care centers and in secondary schools in the state. Executive Secretary, Akwa Ibom State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Eno Atta, gave the charge while endorsing the vaccines in her office in Uyo. John Paul Alumina reports.
The vaccines for human papilloma virus and cervical cancer will be officially launched in Akwa Ibom State from the 6th to 10th of November 2023. To be distributed in all the primary health care centers and secondary schools to get to the target of females aged between 9 to 14 years. The Executive Secretary of the agency, Enata, reveals that the vaccines were launched in Nigeria on the 24th of October 2023 by the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, to be distributed across the country. She thanked the federal government for the vaccine, noting that the state government is committed to ensuring that all the children within the age range will get vaccinated.
So when our healthcare workers come to you, some might be wearing this kind of jacket I'm wearing, some will carry letters from the agency endorsing them as our certified healthcare workers. Please attend to them, because this is something that will be good in the future for our girls. At least we're assured that from this year 2023 that the nation has introduced the vaccines. Maybe like in the next 10, 15 years, the incidence of cervical cancer would have been reduced, and that has been proven in other countries.
While assuring that the vaccines are safe and healthy, she added that previously the vaccines were paid for, but it will be distributed for free in all parts of the state.
I'm aware that some of our girls will be in boarding houses, so we've reached out to the schools during our preparatory activities, and most of the parents are all on board to ensure that their children are availed of this opportunity. Subsequently, after the campaign, the vaccine will now formally be a part of our routine immunization schedule. What does that mean? That means that the children of eligible age can be taken to those health facilities and get the vaccinations because it has now been launched officially in the state.
In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
Like the saying goes, health is wealth, and a healthy man is a wealthy man. This goes to show the premium people place on their health. However, apart from the provision of needed facilities, there is also human factor among the issues standing as constraints while trying to access health care, especially in government hospitals. In this report, Kelvin Samuel takes a look at the plight of people accessing government hospitals. Over to you, Kelvin.
This is Uyo, the state capital of Akwa Ibom State. Here, government made provision of health facilities and equipped them. However, people have their reserve when it has to do with relationship between the patients and personnel on duty. In this report, we are going to go into some of these hospitals to feel the pulse of the people. Let's get to hear from them.
The question here is, have you been to a government hospital to access healthcare facilities before? If yes, what was the experience like?
My brother, what I experienced there was terrible. A nurse will give you a directive. Say, go to this social unit and do a test. You are not even familiar with the place, and nobody is there to assist you. Say, go to that place, and the healthy condition of the person, some could not even walk, and nobody is there to assist you. You'll be running where you can find a place before you could even get to the place. The health of the person is even deteriorating.
The hospital is not for the poor. It's not for the poor because that's why people are dying, because they can't afford. Like a teaching hospital that is a government hospital, federal government hospital. People should be treated. They should make it easy for them. To buy a card here is 6,000, about 6,000 something. So supposing somebody doesn't have, and the sickness is there, the person will just die because there is no money. Not to talk of treatments, you have to buy drugs, you have to do this and that. Where my daughter, she's in a special ward, I think they said either 8,000 or 9,000 per day. So if you have to be there, maybe for 1 week, for 2 weeks, you are giving bed rest, that is calculates how much that will be. So teaching hospital is one of the best hospitals in Akwa Ibom. But I think that the stress is too much. At times, like last time I was here, they would say no light. Even if we want to go and pay for something, they would say no light, we should wait. You can stay like 1 hour before they will bring up, before light to come up. So the stress is just too much. But in terms of to take care of the patients, if you come here, you get what you want, but it's only the stress. So maybe they should employ more hands so that the work will be easy for everybody, so that the stress will not reduce for the patients.
I appreciate teaching hospital. I can tell people to come to teaching hospital. Why? Because I've done dialysis before. The way they treated me, even some nurses, they did not treat me well, but I don't care. I'm alive today. When they see me pass, they will greet me, I will greet them. So when you go to private hospital, it will just be one doctor who will check you. So teaching hospital is where consultants are here. They use me and teach the student doctors. And it was not bad. Look at me, I'm fine. 1999, I could have passed on.
Everything is money. Without money, they can't pay attention to you. If to buy card, you bring patient now, instead of doctors to focus for the patient, they focus for the money. Without you passing the procedures of money, they can't attend to you.
Are there things you believe the leadership at the federal and state level should do in order to bring positive changes into the health sector?
The proximity to the lab is far. I guess they should do something to bring the lab together, because picking one thing from there and going there to pick another one and there to pick another one, I think it's stressful for the patients.
Sometimes the government at the center could have a plan, and at the rural level, somebody will be at the bottom to spoil it, thereby giving a bad name to the government at the center. So there should be that effective monitoring team.
So the government should look into it and do something for the poor, because teaching hospital when I was young was meant for the poor. It's only private that somebody will run away and say, I will go and pay much, I don't want to go. They will run to teaching hospital and they will be treated. But this one is terrible.
The government should employ more manpower in order to make work here easily, and drugs should be available.
It's good to come to government hospital. No matter the stress you go through, is the best. I know some private that are trying, but personally, I say teaching hospital is the best, because it will not be one doctor.
The service is okay, but I think they need more hands, because one doctor has to see a lot of people in a day. At times you have to spend more of your time waiting. So I will advise the government to employ more doctors or more staff here.
Having felt the pulse of the people, there is no doubt that while a lot has already been done, more needs to be done on the side of the government and also on the side of the personnel who attend to these patients when they come to the hospital.
The people are hopeful that the new leadership will take these issues seriously to enthrone positive changes in the health sector. In Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
It could be described as a photo splash of some sort on social media platforms when a woman who claimed to have given birth to 9 babies on the same day at Equita General Hospital in Oron local government area of Akwa Ibom State captured attention of the public. Following a mix of shocks and doubt, it was good for Africa's largest television network, the NTA, to feel the excitement that greeted the story that trended and visit the hospital. Isika Okon was at the hospital. Over to you.
This is Equita General Hospital in Oron local government area of Akwa Ibom State, where a woman claimed she put to bed 9 babies. Though management of the hospital have refused to comment on camera, they wondered why a woman would lie to the world that she gave birth to 9 babies in this hospital.
Some officials of the hospital who spoke off camera say there was no incident of that nature, but referred NTA News crew to the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Health for an official statement from the commissioner. So the trip to Equita Hospital over, we deem it fit to feel the pulse of Oron residents about the birth of the 9 babies.
If such thing happen, I think since I'm doing business opposite the hospital, we shall be able to know. So I've not heard of such news. Maybe it's fake news.
I've not heard about it, and I am not aware of it. I'm not aware.
I don't know when that thing happened. I've been here for a while now. Let's say from June, the month of June, till date, and I'm working opposite the hospital. I've not heard people talking about that, either directly or indirectly. So I've not heard such news.
With the Oron trip over, the crew later visited Ministry of Health in Uyo, and the commissioner was reported to be absent at the time of our visit. All efforts several times after to reach the permanent secretary, Akwa Ibom State Hospital Management Board, on the matter have not been successful. Zikak Okon, NTA News.
Inadequate receptacles at strategic locations within Uyo is one of the major setbacks of waste management, leading to littering of refuse among major roads. This was observed by NTA news crew while visiting some refuse dump site. Ndiana Basi Aniefjok tells us more on the unpleasant site.
Waste or refuse generated from different homes are being deposited in some strategic positions within the metropolis for evacuation by relevant agencies. When NTA news crew visited some of these scattered dump sites around the metropolis, receptacles seem to be inadequate, which makes residents to resort to dumping refuse indiscriminately and littered the environment. Some residents, while reacting to an ugly sight of the environment with littered refuse, called on government and relevant agencies to provide more bins to contain refuse generated, and also called for prompt evacuation.
When water pours like this, the wind and the water shift the refuse from the refuse bin, shift it to the roadside, so it's very bad and people don't come to sweep it. So these are the things always stays. It's affecting me because sanitation and the smells that come out from it.
The dustbin is really affecting my residents because each time I sweep, the next minute it will fill my shop again. It's really affecting me, and the odor, it's even comfortable inside my.
There should be a penalty for it, because by so doing, at least it will make the residents or anyone that is dumping refuse, they should put it exactly at the waste bin, and it will at least make the environment to be kept tidy and clean.
Respondents, however, advised residents to always endeavor to put their refuse in the few waste bins available for tidy environment. Ndiana Basi Aniefjok, NTA News.